Hello Year 6 and welcome to your first physics lesson. This lesson is about energy stores. Now you can see on the screen that there are 8 energy stores that we will be looking at throughout this lesson. You've got chemical energy, elastic energy, gravitational potential energy, nuclear, kinetic, magnetic, thermal and electrostatic. What I'd like you to do is have a look at the images that are associated with each of these energy stores and write down what you think this energy store might be linking to. Then, throughout the lesson, you can have a look at what you thought, and then with a green pen you can write down the correct answer, because the green pen shows you what you have learnt from today's lesson. Good luck! Throughout this lesson, we are going to be learning about the 8 energy stores. What I would hope that by the end of this lesson, you would be able to do is state the 8 energy stores yourselves and also describe ways in which these energy stores are stored and transferred from one type of energy store to another type. The last thing that some of you might be able to achieve is to understand that energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred. So I wouldn't say to you, I've created some kinetic energy, or I've destroyed this gravitational potential energy. You never destroy them or create them. They are already there. We just transfer them from one form to another. So then Year 6, what we have got now is an activity to do, and this will help you understand what these energy stores actually mean. Now you can either type into the table and complete your work that way, or you could draw out this table with a pencil and ruler, and with the 4 questions that are in the blue rectangle, you can either type into the spaces or you can write these questions out and then fill in the blanks. Now for this activity, you have to watch a video, and in this video you will get some information about what most of these energy stores are. You can then write out the answers into the box and also draw a picture. Now I've done the first one, magnetic energy store, as an example for you. So magnetic, where is this energy stored? Now if you predicted that it was something to do with magnets, well done, you were right. Bar magnets, which create magnetic fields, are known as magnetic energy stores. And then I've drawn a picture of a bar magnet. So you will follow this method for chemical, thermal, kinetic, gravitational potential and elastic potential energy stores. Then we will mark these answers. So I'm going to pause this audio while you either draw the table and then watch the video, or watch the video and then type into the table after you've listened to the video. Good luck! Okay then Year 6, now we are going to mark the work that we have done. So well done for the hard work that you have done. Now usually in high school we mark with a green pen. Now you may have a green pen that you want to mark with, or any other colour, and if you've done the work on the computer you can write any correct answers with your green font if you want to, but you don't have to. So I gave you the first example, magnetic energy store. Chemical is what you had to do. So chemical is stored in food and fuels. So what we eat, for example a hamburger, would have energy in its chemical energy store. Now fuels such as petrol and diesel also have chemical energy, which is then transferred to other types of energy stores when the chemical energy store is used up. Right, the next one is thermal energy store. Now thermal is linked to hot objects, for example fire. Now you may have also heard this word thermal energy, thermal, when you wear clothing to keep you warm. So a thermal jacket keeps you warm. Kinetic energy store was the next one, and it's linked to moving objects. Now I've drawn a picture of a galloping horse, but you may have someone waving, someone running, an animal running, a car moving. All of these are kinetic energy store examples. Gravitational potential energy store refers to the position of an object in its gravitational field. So the closer you are to the ground, the less gravitational potential energy store you have. And the higher up you are from the ground, the more energy you have in the gravitational potential energy store. So as you can see, this rock climber, the higher he climbs up the mountain, the more energy he has in his gravitational potential energy store. The last one we are looking at in these examples is elastic potential energy store, which is linked to objects that you are able to squash or compress. For example, a spring. Now these springs can be found on a trampoline, which allow the trampoline to be squashed and compressed, allowing that bouncing motion. There are springs found in beds, springs found in clicky pens, and also elastic bands you are able to stretch and squash. Now you might be thinking there are some other energy stores that haven't been mentioned here. Well, these are the ones that I set out as a challenge to see whether you can figure out what they are, and then the quiz at the end will test your knowledge on these. For the 4 questions, we are going to go through the answers for these now. Energy can never be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred between different energy stores. The law of conservation of energy says that total energy before must equal the total energy after. Now in high school, you will learn about energy and you will link it to numbers. So for example, if I had 100 joules of energy before, that means that at the end, whatever I've transferred this energy to must also equal 100. The third one, waste energy, is transferred to the surroundings, usually as thermal energy store. The last one, the 3 ways to transfer energy are electrical, sound, and light. So well done for your hard work in this activity. So then Year 6, we are now looking at an example of energy transfers. And the one that I'll be using is dropping a ball. So once you've looked through this slide with me, you can then go and try this out yourselves at home. So when you have a ball, you will drop it from a height to the ground. When the ball is high up in your hand, it has energy in its gravitational potential energy store. This then gets transferred to the kinetic energy store, allowing the ball to move. Once the ball moves, it drops to the ground, and the kinetic energy changes to the elastic potential energy store, which allows the ball to bounce back up. Once the ball bounces back upwards, the elastic potential energy store changes to the kinetic energy store, which allows the ball to then start moving upwards. When the ball moves upwards, the kinetic energy changes to the gravitational potential energy store. But because energy gets dissipated to the surroundings, the ball does not rise back up to the same height at which you dropped it from. So energy gets transferred to different energy stores, so it doesn't bounce back up to the height you dropped it from. Now you can try this out at different heights at home to see how energy is transferred and how the ball rises back upwards but not to the same height at which you dropped it from. There's also a link where you can have a look at different energy store examples. For example, someone skating in a skate park, and you can see the different energy stores that are at play there if you want to challenge yourselves. To complete the activity, a table has been provided for you, which you can either copy into your books or you can complete the table from the screen. You will drop a ball at different heights. You can either use some sort of a measuring tape or meter ruler, or you can just estimate where 2 meters is, where 1.5 and where 1 meter is with the help of an adult at home. When we do science activities, we usually do 3 trials and then we calculate an average, and this will give us reliable results. So the first one I've done for you as an example. So I dropped a ball from 2 meters, and when I dropped it, it estimated to bounce back up at about 1.5 meters. I then did it again and it bounced back up at about 1.3 meters, and then the third trial it bounced back up at about 1.4 meters. What I then did is I calculated an average. To calculate an average, you have to add up the 3 trials and divide by 3. So I added up 1.5, 1.3 and 1.4, and then I divided the answer by 3, and that gave me an answer of 1.4. So you can do these yourself with the help of an adult. You can then describe your results. So what happened when you dropped the ball from a large height? So from about 2 meters, 1.5 meters, what happened to the bounce back of the ball? And what happened when you dropped the ball from a small height at about 1 meter and 0.5 meters? What was the bounce back like in comparison? I hope you enjoyed this activity. Okay then, Year 6, we've made it to the energy quiz. In this quiz, I'm going to ask you 9 questions that link to the answers that you can see on the screen. These are the different types of energy stores we learnt about throughout this lesson. Now, question number 7, 8 and 9 are challenge questions, and they are linking to the 2 energy stores we haven't really mentioned in this lesson, and also a question about energy transfers. Now, to answer these questions, you can either write the answer down and then tick it as you go along, or you can shout the answer out, because I'll count down 3, 2, 1. You can shout the answer out and see whether what you said matches what the answer is. Good luck! Okay, so question 1. The type of energy stored in your breakfast. What do you think it is? Either write it down or shout it out. 3, 2, 1. Well done if you said chemical. Okay then, question number 2. The type of energy stored when you run. Write it down or shout it out. 3, 2, 1. Well done if you said kinetic. Right then, question number 3. The type of energy stored in your bed springs. 3, 2, 1. Well done if you said elastic potential. Question number 4. The type of energy stored in the sun. 3, 2, 1. Well done if you said thermal energy. Question number 5. The type of energy stored in a bird sat on a tree branch. 3, 2, 1. Well done if you said gravitational potential. Question number 6. The type of energy stored in a bar magnet. 3, 2, 1. Well done if you said magnetic. Question number 7. Your first star challenge question. The type of energy stored when you rub a balloon on your hair and the balloon sticks to the wall. Which one could it be? 3, 2, 1. Well done if you said electrostatic. Question number 8. Your second challenge question. The type of energy released in a nuclear reaction. 3, 2, 1. Well done if you said nuclear energy. Question number 9. Your final quiz question and your third challenge question. The energy transfer from a ball rolling down the hill. It's going to be one energy store to the other energy store. Which two does it link to? 3, 2, 1. So it's gravitational potential because the ball is high up and it's rolling. So it's rolling, which means it's moving. So it's going to kinetic. Well done if you manage to get both of them or any one of them correct. Well done. Okay then, Year 6. So we've made it to the end of the energy stores lesson. Hopefully you will be able to remember the 8 energy stores that we learned in this lesson. Describe how this energy is stored and transferred using examples like the skateboard, and also understand that energy can't be created or destroyed. We only transfer it from one form to another. Well done, and speak to you soon.